I recently was looking at this person named Andrew Wyatt. This is his Instagram. He is a celebrity publicist and crisis manager, advocate for social and equal justice, founder, purpose, PR firm, navigating narratives and driving change. Well, what kind of change is Andrew Wyatt really doing here? Now, apparently, Andrew Wyatt is the PR agent for Bill Cosby. Everyone knows Bill Cosby. He has 60 plus, I think, 60 reported survivors. And you see, when Cassie came forward about P. Diddy, he made a statement the same day. Because you have to remember that 24 hours after this statement that he made, Diddy settled within 24 hours of Cassie's lawsuit. But this guy, I guess, thought something different. And I want to read this. Enough of the circus. Diddy is going to show everyone what's right in this upside down court. When the dust settles, he'll be standing on the right side of history. Sorry. He settled. I'm sure you've heard all about the civil lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs. I want to dissect this for what it really is. We're talking about a civil case, not criminal. They love to say that. This distinction isn't just legal jargon. It's the crux of the whole situation. Then you know what? Wyatt, instead of sitting here making your comment, why don't you go fight with me in the streets and open up the statutes criminally? Let's open up the statutes together. Since you're very, very, very adamant about it being the crux, so many survivors, bro, do not get to have criminal justice because the statute's too short. And sometimes civil is the only way. And then now with these look back windows and, the Cover Up Act, they're getting access, opportunity for justice, but they don't have them criminally anymore. That statute's closed. There is no look back window. What do you expect them to do? Let's open up these statutes and let's do it criminally. I would honestly love to be able to hold my predator accountable within the criminal system. And I know a lot of survivors, honestly, that would rather deal with this criminally than civil, but they don't have the option to. And here's this PR agent smearing a survivor's justice journey. This is my favorite part. He goes, I'm not saying it's not true. I'm not saying it's true. I'm definitely not inclined to believe Diddy attacked any woman. I firmly believe that the facts have been twisted to craft a financially lucrative outcome. In this scenario, Diddy is no different than State Farm. And she's coming to collect on her insurance policy with trumped up allegations because in her book, it was a good investment. First of all, do you represent Diddy? I don't even think you represent Diddy, but I think the reason why he wants to make this post, what's the point of this? I don't think Diddy hired this man, but this man feels like he's at a job interview and he's trying to prove to Diddy that he's capable of the job. Well, I'm so sorry to inform you, but Diddy settled within 24 hours. There was no prevail in the courts. I don't know why. I did hear a lawyer by the name of Brian Friedman say that an admission to the damages is the check that you sign. So I don't know. It's funny that you haven't deleted this post, honestly. Also, I think maybe he thought that it would make Bill Cosby look better. Look, it's happening to someone else. And it's not true. Okay, so he goes, what's the reward sought? Money. The glitter and glamour of Hollywood aren't always gold. I witnessed firsthand how the media and parties in a court case, civil and criminal alike, twist the facts. The media is one-sided when it comes to clicks and traction. I firmly believe that the facts have been twisted to craft a financially lucrative outcome. In this scenario, Diddy is no different. Oh, I already read that. Sorry. I honestly can't get over the State Farm thing because when I was looking into, lawyer Brian Friedman, I found out that I guess the person that was accused with him of the blank, 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 blank was trying to get State Farm to cover the settlement. And State Farm had to I don't know, I think sue them back or make a public court document basically stating that they did not cover child blank, blank, blank. These individuals sometimes get these insurance companies to cover the settlements. So they're not even the ones dealing with the settlement. These insurance companies are, which is so wild. That's another story for another day, but it's wild. That's a whole other thing that no one even knows about. The narrative they're pushing requires us to blur our vision, to see something that isn't there. They want us to squint as if we're looking at toast with Elvis on it. I honestly need, is there a real toast with Elvis on it? Is he getting this from an actual factual thing, by the way? I wasn't able to search it. They're asking us to ignore hard evidence, to squint, stretch, and speculate to see their pursuit of justice come together. First of all, it looks like you're squinting and stretching and speculating and whatever the fuck to make this post. This whole post is a big squint stretch, in my opinion. The font's so small, by the way, I am squinting reading this post, to be quite honest with you. We can't ignore this. Mr. Combs has categorically denied these allegations, but the choice to pursue a civil suit over criminal charges speaks volumes. I'm pretty sure what I read, there were some police reports I think that were made. I don't know if I'm getting this wrong, but I could have sworn that I saw that there were police reports when it came to P. Diddy. It wasn't just a criminal situation. Maybe for Cassie it was, but I think there were other police reports. And you know what, dude, by the way, Andrew Wyatt, when you go to the police up against a very powerful individual who is being accused of something like this, who has money, spending power to mayors, etc., you don't get justice there. Even my personal predator didn't have any power, honestly, and they still ghosted me. Even after seeing a huge hard drive of evidence and admitted to the crimes. And we looked over it with the detective and he was like, yup. And guess what? He ghosted me. It is extremely hard to get justice in the criminal system. It's almost impossible. And when it's someone powerful, I think we learned this in the Danny Masterson case, for example. In the Danny Masterson case, the DA was the police were we don't know where the report is. The dog ate it. Couldn't find the police report. And then they magically found it when they got called out about a bunch of different things like Scientology and LAPD, et cetera. All of a sudden, oh, look, I found the report. So many survivors get their reports swallowed by I don't know who, eaten by the dog all the time. Or they string the survivor along for years on end to never do anything. And then by the time it gets to the DA's desk, it just sits there collecting dust. There are probably so many police reports on multiple DA's desk as we speak that will never be seen. And it's so interesting because I know on the show I read a lot of different survivors did go and make police reports. For example, I think we saw with the Nick Carter situation that there was a police report, and so many survivors do, and they're still not believed. It's always something. It's either they weren't getting it criminally, they didn't do this, they don't have hard evidence. It's first of all, a lot of these crimes don't happen in the open air, bro. It's not like there's always just a whole bunch of bystanders seeing these crimes. These alleged predators, by the way, if they are alleged predators, they're going to understand how to manipulate the bystanders. They're going to understand maybe not to have any bystanders around when certain things are taking place. But you see, he does. Oh my God, it's real. Wait, is this what he's talking about? Who made this? Wait, is this real? I knew about the Virgin Mary one, but I didn't know there was an Elvis one. Is that Elvis one sold on eBay for if I had the money, I would send it over to Andrew Wyatt here from ePredators. Oh, they got Marilyn Monroe. Well, there's toast artists. Oh my God. Hitler on toast. Elvis on toast. Wait, Bill Maher? Wait, was that his actual poster for the movie, by the way? Oh, God. I'm not. Bill Maher. I've seen Bill Maher out and about. Let's just say I have my own whatever. Oh my God, wait, waffle stop home cooking. He says instead of the hashtag me too, it should be hashtag who's next. And you know what, man? I almost agree with you, because if 1 out of 3 women are essayed, you know what that means? Maybe 1 out of 3 or 1 out of 5 men are blank. It's really easy to do the math here. And it's so sad that it usually falls on women, for example, like it's a female issue, like 1 out of 3 women, 1 out of 5 women this, and 1 out of blank, whatever, children this. But we haven't done anything about the predators. But obviously we can cross-reference and see if 1 out of 3 women, for example, are essayed. That probably means around that is a man. And I'm sorry to be a bummer here, but that's just really the truth. And so honestly, who is next? And he's obviously very much ignoring the statistics when it comes to SA. We got 1 out of 3 women. We got 0.5% of reports when it comes to SA are false. That's basically a little tiny crumb of Elvis toast. You would have to squint to see that 0.5%. It's like this big. This big. They really ignore the statistics, and I'm annoyed by that. There's evidence behind a lot of this, and these individuals like to just kind of play like dip, dip, like a ditz. He goes, this parade is never ending. You know why maybe it's never ending? You know why there's probably a parade happening, by the way? It's because of the Me Too movement. That thing that you want to turn into. I love when men want to change our movements into their own title. Hashtag Me Too movement was revolutionary for individuals everywhere. It's what actually helped me process what happened to me. And here's a guy wanting to change it to hashtag who's next, to what, victimize the alleged predator. The reason why there's a parade, bro, is because survivors are getting more courage. They're getting more inspired by one another. They're getting more activated. They're revolting. There's a revolution happening, honestly, when it comes to survivors. They're actually feeling like they can do it. Because for so long, that 5 layers that I showed you, that's why they weren't able to do anything. And why they were scared to do anything. Because wouldn't you be scared down there? Andrew, imagine you're down here. Imagine you're down here and you have to face all of that up here. Now, though, since the Me Too movement, you're seeing a lot of individuals feeling like they have the courage and the strength and the support and the help and the allies that they need to do it. That's what a lot of survivors in the industry are honestly having to deal with, is these paid individuals who even on their off time on their Instagram pages are defending these individuals and smearing the survivors. And in my opinion, it's really defamatory, because he doesn't say alleged here when it comes to the money grab, right? I never hear them saying alleged when it comes to the survivors. I just never hear it. And survivors are always told, say alleged, say alleged, say alleged. And sure, I get it. But wouldn't it be fair if when you accuse a survivor of being X, doing X, Y, Z, that you would say allegedly? Or in my opinion? These things that lawyers really like to remind you to say out of respect, etc. Sure. But I never hear it when it comes to horrific, dehumanizing, defamatory comments about a survivor. You know, it's something to really note. I kept looking for it today, and I honestly couldn't find anywhere where these individuals say alleged. And I get lawyers can get away with it more because they're more immune to the law and they have the whole privilege thing with their client, etc., which they're really not supposed to do much of outside of the court, by the way. They're allowed to do that inside the courtrooms, but they're really not allowed to just say whatever outside of the courtrooms. They're really not supposed to. They have ethics that they're supposed to abide. But when it comes to PR, I don't think you're immune to the law, Andrew Wyatt. I don't think you are. I think you're a PR agent. I don't know if you can say the things that you're saying there. You said you don't know if it's true or if it's not true, but then you just go on to smear the survivor, and then you don't even realize 24 hours later he fucking settles. Which is just, it's just ridiculous.